Equations of circles can ask you a lot of different questions that are using the radius and the center and the equation of a circle. So I'm just going to give you a couple examples of that. So the equation of the circle I actually have written in that top right corner. That's the equation we're using. X and Y are just going to stay there. But in this equation, H comma K is the center of your circle. And R is the radius. I remember the difference between diameter and radius because on a circle, the diameter makes a D. So it goes all the way across, it makes a D. So radius is just half of the circle. So here is your center. And this is your radius. So we need to know that those things are in that formula. So if they gave us something that says the radius is 5, the center is 3, -7, write the equation of the circle, I'm going to write the equation and then I'm going to fill it in. So we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. R is the radius and this is h comma k. So let's just plug this in there. We know h is 3. When I substitute, I have to put parentheses around it, and k is -7. We also know that r is 5. Now, if we can, we should simplify some things in here. So we don't really want all these parentheses if we don't need them. So we have x minus 3. Those parentheses are unnecessary there. Plus, we have a minus negative, which is a positive. So we have y plus 7 instead of minus a negative. And then we know that 5 squared is 25. And that's it. That's what I would write as my equation of my circle. Now I want you, given this equation of this circle, to try to graph it. Actually pause the video and start trying it on your own first. And then when you get stuck or you feel like there's no further you could possibly go, unpause the video and you can see the answer. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we have to do on here before we just know what our center and our radius is. This says plus here, and you can see in our formula, it says minus. So we can write this as x minus, but then I would need this to be -5 here. So we're kind of going backwards from what we just did. The next piece looks great. Y minus 2 squared. It's got that minus there that we need. But then notice here it says we have to have a number squared as this number here. So if you don't know, you can just take the square root of that number, and sometimes your answer is just a square root. Sometimes if you have a number that you can't get like 4 in this case back from, you'll just have to write the square root of that number. So 4 squared is 16. So this gives us all the numbers we need now. We know that these are h and k. We don't want to take the minus sign with this one because minus is already in our equation, but we do want to take the minus with this one. So our center is -5, 2. And then our radius is just the number here. We don't want the square value. We just want r. So our radius, our r, is 4. So let's go ahead and graph that. We're going to graph -5, 2. And then our center is 4. So I'm going to go 4 units away in a couple directions so I can graph this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these are really hard to draw freehand, as you know a circle is. So I definitely cheated drawing this circle. But I would just draw a circle that goes around my points at that point, or goes through my points at that point, which I know is hard to do freehand. But you won't have to do that by freehand. So there you go.